Hey everybody, happy afternoon. Although it was really afternoon before I left too. But I've had lunch now. I had a quiche and it's 1:45, so that delivery should be here in like an hour. Where we left off this morning was we started working on skill tables. So instead of skills looking like this, where it's just text and it says how much you get per level, they now look like this. And we need to go change like 400 skills in the game. Actually doing some coding, nice. What are you coding? And hope you're doing well too, Kevin. Yeah, so I think let's just start working on this. Really, all of these individually are pretty easy. It's just that there are lots and lots of them. So let's look at Prey on the Weak. Increases damage dealt by this much, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah, I did ask what you were coding. Yeah. What are you coding? All right, so this one is increases damage dealt by this when you are healthier than your target. I love this idea for an ability. Okay, so now we need a P0 in here. And this is going to be damage bonus. And then we need the values. Internal service use .NET Aspire. .NET Aspire, haven't heard of that. And moving databases too. What are you? Set of powerful tools, templates, and packages for building observable, production-ready apps. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, I see. Neat. I wouldn't say I've done a lot of .NET coding in my life, but it seems like the ecosystem is pretty healthy. Yeah, multiple APIs and workers. Yeah, sounds cool. Okay, so here we had percent damage bonus per level. That was actually defined in this skill, which I find weird because I can't even run this. I can't press F12 on this. Let's see if it's working now. Oh, it's all used directly within here. How does that make any sense? Did this ever work? Did I ever actually did I ever actually make this work? Hold on a second. This might explain a lot. I must have, but yeah, convert ability data. Where did I originally introduce this? Add in rogue skills. Prey on the weak. Yeah, here it is. Okay, I see. By damage bonus. And the damage bonus was pulled from quick strike. Why is it also there? Hmm. Here it is. Oh, wait, it is finding it. It just that's weird. Oh. I maybe maybe I just didn't see it. Yeah, it might have been that I just didn't notice that was collapsed. But it was there the whole time. Okay, well, anyway. I was like, I didn't even code this, but it's right there, so I guess we're fine. This is something that only has one level, right? What am I doing? Is the max level of this? No, it's two. It has two levels. Okay, so then we won't do this. Yeah, I got a little confused by that. All right, so let's do public const list of float. Damage bonus is going to be 0, then 0, 1.5, then 0 0.3. Okay. Then we need to plug this in here. So this is going to be damage bonus. I don't know why it just did this, by the way. It scheduled an ad for 1 minute. It should only be scheduling ads in chunks of 3 minutes at a time. Maybe it's because of how long the last stream was? Might have been. I don't know. All right. Looks good, looks good, looks good, looks good. This is quick strike display name, fine. And then we don't need anything else there. Public static read only. Ads are forced at the beginning. Ah, I see. Toulouse, how did you learn about this stuff? Is it just by asking your audience about when they're seeing ads? Or do you also have that thing showing in your chat, the incoming ad break? So I say I streamed for a very long time on Twitch and just never bothered learning about how ads work. Because I was like, I can't really cut down their frequency, so why bother doing anything, which was a mistake. All right, so this is 1 plus prey on the weak level times this. It's now going to be that. Times equal 1 plus 0, or 1 plus 1. Yeah. All right, then we just need to test that. I guess we need to test all of these. Maybe I should do them in batches. Have the ad break notification. I see. Yeah, I think if I were to get really serious about it, I would try to make sure that I'm timing my breaks with the ads, but I don't plan on doing that. Twitch still forces them randomly even out the ad schedule. Yeah, that I knew about, but I didn't realize the significance of turning off pre-roll ads. All right, so now 0, 15%, and 30%. We do how much damage? 15. That's a lot. Okay, so now we're going to do 30% more than that. So we should do 19.5, so it should show as 20. Which, oh, no, not that. So if we just put the rogue into a battle, they're going to win in 5 attacks. Yep. That was so fast. They did 15 the very first time, though, which means this is working. Yeah. All right, so prey on the weak, done. I wonder if I should just check these in individually. I don't think it's worth it. All right, let's do the next skill. Stealth. You're able to maintain your cloak of shadows for an extra some number of seconds. All right. And this comes from Cloak of Shadows. And this had what? Stealth duration per level? Yeah, so public, static, read-only list. We'll say stealth durations. So 0 to 4. Then delete that. Go use this. I'm laughing just because it's kind of absurd how much work this is. And it's all like very, very easy work. It's just, there's so much. All right, you were able to maintain your Cloak of Shadows for longer. All right, that's going to be Cloak of Shadows dot stealth durations. The way we used to render this is just as a number with an S at the end. And what do we call this? It says for longer. I think we should just say duration. Yeah, which means that when it starts, we should have the base duration here. So we should do 3 plus and then all of these things. 3 plus, like that. That way we delete the base duration. All right, all the rest of that should look good. Cloak of Shadows name we have, stealth durations we have. Delete that and that and that. I mean, look, when you consider any one of these files, like just this one, we deleted nothing. We actually added 5 lines. Technically, if you just consider this to be 1 line of code, because it is actually just 1 statement, then it would be fewer lines. But otherwise, I mean, this statement spans multiple lines. I guess we delete this thing too. So we added 1 line less than I thought we did. It doesn't really matter. Okay, next up is to delete the usage of this. This comes from Cloak of Shadows. It's right here. So duration is just going to be the stealth durations and then the level of the stealth ability. We don't need to do any multiplication here. And same thing for this. Float duration. It should know what I want. Yeah, perfect. Wow. Well, it's cleaner to read too. There's a very, very tiny benefit there. I feel like we should be having a conversation about something that I can work on this code and chat with people at the same time. What does everyone want to talk about? And then find out that I can't actually code at the same time and I grind all this to a halt. All right, Cloak of Shadows says cooldown is 5 seconds, duration is 3 seconds. So as I put points into this, it now says 5 seconds and it now says 7 seconds. Nice. I like that. All right. Yeah. I guess we should test it. Make sure that we haven't fully broken anything. Oh, wait, we can't test it there because they do too much damage. We need to go to like the final area maybe. And that might be too powerful for the rogue. And they might die before they get to use it. Holy cow. Toggle invincibility. Okay, so there's stealth. Now stealth should never turn off. So it should just be on for good. So far it looks like that's the case. And we should switch from doing 26 to 36 damage. Yeah. Played the new Zelda where you play Zelda. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I saw that you've been streaming that. I have played it. It's hard to say exactly how far because I don't know how long the game is, but I would assume like halfway, a little past halfway through the game. And I think it was good. My one big gripe I had was the dialogue is very childish and there's a lot of it. And I'm like, man, this really slows the game down. Like I just got a new ability and I'm like, well, time to listen to 3 minutes of sucky dialogue. So that part I didn't like. The other thing is the menuing is tough. It's like there are 4 or 5 abilities you use often, and then 2 or 3 that you use sometimes, and then 1 or 2 that you use rarely. And you either have to scroll some super long menu or you need to memorize where it is in the tall menu. Those 2 things, I think, decrease my enjoyment of it. But other than that, it seemed like it was fun. Want to go to a microphone? She often needs to record people for her research. Anyone has any recommendations? Both her laptop and her smartphone. I was going to say, to use a microphone on your iPhone, I wonder if you could just use a computer microphone and get a USB adapter or even a USB-C microphone, I guess, if she has a new iPhone. But as far as microphones go, I'm happy with mine. It's a condenser mic. I don't know if you've looked at whether, whoops, I don't have a mic command. I have a specs command. Yeah, I have a, what is it called? CAD U37 studio condenser mic. So yeah, I think this type of microphone might be important. If it's just for, what do you say, for recording people? It's not in person, is it? It might be in person. Yeah, because I was gonna say if you're just gonna have one microphone, you might want a condenser mic. There's microphones have a polar pattern. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, but it's basically like how they'll capture sound. And depending on who's going to be speaking into it, you might want a different pattern. So for streaming, they typically suggest a cardioid pattern, and it's directional. It's mostly aimed at where you're talking, and you can be in sort of a cone around it. And if I'm behind the mic, and I don't know if you can really hear that, but like it shouldn't pick it up as much. So those are the kinds of considerations I think you'd probably have to do before talking about brand and stuff. Is like, how is she going to use it? Think they may need to record interviews. Yeah, it's possible too. In which case, yeah, I think something like an omnidirectional mic might be better. Maybe a third of the way through. I also thought completing a few time puzzle events that you can do whenever were too tight considering the interface and solutions. Oh man, this was long enough ago where I don't even remember any timed puzzles. Yeah, so those didn't stand out to me, I guess. Like to find something smaller since it may be on the go. Well, I was gonna say something like a lav mic might be good. I think Lavalier is what it stands for. Yeah. These are what you typically see a lot of YouTubers have. They just like put up this little thing on their pants. There's like a clip, and then you just put the microphone on their shirt somewhere. That might be good too. And these are typically solutions that they make for phones, but quality definitely matters there. Like I got one that was okay. I used it for the banana muffins video. It wasn't great. Anyway, yeah, the Zelda game was enjoyable enough. I might go back to it. I'm kind of happy just never touching it again, probably. So it was by far worse, in my opinion, than Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. All right, so that one worked. Next up is expose weakness. Expose weakness. And this affects quick strike. Yeah. So damage percent increase, public, read only, list, float, damage. It's not damage increase. I guess it is damage increase. Yeah. Damage increase. Hey, nice. At least it's meeting me halfway on the whole converting this stuff for me. Wait, what was worse? Yeah, Echoes of Wisdom. Great video though. Thanks, Elton. Not quite sure what to look for. Need to research. Yeah, I don't know too much more other than don't get the cheapest thing. At least with those clip-on mics. You might also at some point need an audio interface, because if two people have a microphone, but then this wouldn't be as portable. So maybe they have some solution out there for that sort of thing. But this is like what podcasters would have. You'd have, oh, I can't open that because of pie hole. But anyway, you can see here there are like 4 ports, and you'd plug in 4 different microphones. You'd have volume levels for each of them. These are not cheap. But yeah, I don't know how you would have 2 clip-on mics from one iPhone otherwise. You need something that supports that, either an audio interface or some device that's just made that has a built-in interface for it. It's pretty directed, whereas Breath of the Wild is too open for me. Yeah, did you like Link's Awakening, Toulouse? Because I feel like that was a great game. I liked Link's Awakening a lot. It's more of a puzzle game than a typical Zelda adventure. I think so, because like even combat is kind of a puzzle in how you solve it, and I like that there's a lot of creativity and openness with it, but it feels like a layer of abstraction that takes you out of the immersion of the game. Multiple recordings at once. Okay, yeah, I was wondering because in the interview setting you'd have 2 people talking, and I wasn't sure if that was a requirement. Okay, so damage increase. Duration is always 1 second. I guess that's just a constant. So we don't need this anymore. Num hits to proc is pretty much the same too. So every 15 hits from Quick Strike, you expose your target's weakness, increasing the damage you take from all sources for 1 second. And it's a P0 kind of thing. Cool. All right, let's go plug that in. This goes here. This is the damage increase. This is the damage bonus. And I said it was a P0. And we don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. Field should be private. I don't think it should be. Oh, except for this could be static too. These need to be on separate lines? Hang on 1 sec. Okay, check at the window. Remember liking Link's Awakening? Yeah, there was a remake. And yep, Echoes is very similar to Link's Awakening in that form. The biggest thing that changed about Link's Awakening, I'm trying to pull up a picture for this, is it's not probably a great picture to show this off, but there is no concept of like you're on this screen and then you transition and whoop, like a new screen slides in, you're on that screen. It's one continuous world. And that's very different from the original in that in the original, you wouldn't know what's to the left of these trees to even know if you wanted to go over there. Whereas now, while you're on this hill up here, you could see, oh, there's a sign to the left of the tree. Maybe I want to go over there. Maybe I want to go up to the top. And that on its own is just a nice quality of life improvement. I mean, yes, there are better graphics, the controls are better, et cetera, but that's something that's maybe not obvious that I think helps bring it into a modern era. Dual channel? Oh, something where you have one, I see. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so damage increase. We go and modify this. So this is a debuff that increases the damage they take per level. And it used to be just these two things multiplied by each other. Now it's going to be this expose weakness level. Expose weakness. All right, not too bad. Okay, how do we test this? I don't know. I should be reading all of the tooltips and the column names and everything as well. Maybe we should do a pass at the end and just make sure everything looks good. And it's clear and consistent. I'm not sure. Honestly, this is probably going to take the rest of the stream. And I'm okay with that. I think it's fine. Maybe I'll stream for longer or something. Okay, so every 15 hits from Quick Strike, you expose your target's weakness, increasing damage you take from all sources by 1 second. By 1 second? All sources for 1s. Yeah. Damage bonus, duration, damage bonus. Yeah, cool. Okay, does it work? We need invincibility, and we need to go into a battle. It's every 15 hits, though, and 15 hits might be enough to just kill the enemy. And I don't think we can count that. It's like 5, 10, 15. Yeah, it's dead. Okay, it did start doing 18, but now it's doing 18 no matter what. I think that's because of stealth. I am confused. How does this work? Expose weakness level. If you did damage and the level is greater than 0, then hit counter ++. If it's greater than or equal to the num hits to proc, then subtract the number of hits and give them a debuff that increases the damage they receive. Okay, the logic looks fine. Oh, I never put points into it. Oh, ho, ho. Oh, ho, ho. Okay. Yeah, there it goes. Now it's going up to 21 and 25. Yeah, it should only last for a second. Yep, nice. I think it's working. A little hard to tell, but yeah, I think it's working. All right, next skill is crit. Crit. Let's copy this over there. Okay, adds a % chance. So this is chance, and this is P0. Now we need the crit amounts. Crit chance per level, yeah, so public, static, read-only, list, float. Crit chances. That is not how that works. Starts with a 0. All right, chance, quick strike, crit chances. And what do we say here? Adds a chance to critically, I'm not going to type the rest of this. All right. Oh, wait, no. Wait, did it say quick strike? Yeah, adds a chance for quick strike to critically hit the target. Now I don't need this. That's all. Okay, now we fix this. Crit chance equals crit chances, crit level. Easy. Easy. Yeah, I'm glad this is going pretty smoothly. I mean, the quote unquote bugs that I'm adding are like I had the word by instead of for. That's not a huge problem. Yeah. Like, and the reason why that's heartening is because if I haven't messed up so far, hopefully I won't mess up when I'm, there's 60% of the way into this task. All right, so now we go take a look at crit. Adds a chance, here, let me move this so you can see. Adds a chance for quick strike to critically hit the target for 4x the regular damage. Oh, it rounds down. It says 12%. Maybe we should have said, oh no, it was just supposed to be P1, I guess. There, now it'll say 12.5%. All right, and does it work? put this character in the final place. We should occasionally see very large damage numbers. Yeah, 60, 60. That's quite a lot of damage. Wow. Yeah, we really drastically would need to increase the power of these guys. Man. It's going to be a fun game. Fun game. All right, next and final one for the rogue is Fatal Strikes. Fatal Strikes. And this comes from Quick Strike. Comes from Execute. Here it is. Okay, so public, static. Let's just let it. Didn't fill it in. Zuckerberg promised me that it would fill this in by the end of this year. Execute percentages. Percent life. Percent life. Sure, whatever. Okay, so 0.08, 0.12, 0.16. I think that's what I can go up to. Yeah, 16%. So now we need to use that. All right, immediately execute enemies with less than that percent health. Okay. Same thing over here. This is going to be, I guess we say percent health. Not sure. No, it'll fill up to the middle of the line only. That's what mid-level means. Oh. I read level and I'm like, this has to do with skills. But it doesn't. Kevin GPT has failed me. I'm on Zuck over there. P0. Okay, good. And this is percent health, which comes from execute. Okay, so now improves execute such that you now kill enemies with less than with that have more health remaining. What does execute say? Immediately execute enemies with less than some amount of health. So you now kill enemies that have more health remaining. I think this could probably be a little bit better, but it's not bad. All right, let's try it. Hey, Cavino. How you doing? How's everyone doing from Cavino's stream? Thanks for the raid and welcome in. I was lurking for quite a lot of, what was it, Sunday? Saturday? I don't even remember now. But it looked like things were going well. I'm looking forward to the launch. I will show you all my game in just a sec. If you're curious before that second has passed, there is a trailer. But yeah, I need to fix this up really fast here. So total life percent is going to be execute.percent life. And then this is based on the percent level that you have. Fatal strikes level. Yeah, that's here. All right, level is greater than 0, then add to it. We don't need to do that anymore. All right, I think that should work. Let me try loading this. More and more bug fixes. Add some juice as well. Yes, the classic bug juice cockroach farmer title. The endless question that we always have on our minds. Yeah, I feel like we're working on some bug fixes and not exactly juice, but some polish, I would say. Because this Friday is going to be version 0.5 launching. And if anyone's interested in that, you can play on itch. It'll be this Friday, like I said. I got rid of the game downloads for now. And then after that, there are going to be some Steam Festival in the next couple months. By the way, Cavino, are you joining Next Fest or anything? Do you have plans for that? I know you're making a mobile game, but I don't know if you're making like a Steam wrapper for it. Anyway, for those who did not watch the trailer and do not know what this game is, I'm making Skeleseller. It is a game where you hire adventurers, you send them into battle, they will automatically fight for you, and then win items from these battles. So my adventurers are very overpowered right now. But I got some potions, and now my adventurers will go stock them into the shops, and then these customers can buy them, and I'll get some money, which I can use to upgrade my town. So that's the general gameplay loop. No plans for that. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I have sort of the opposite plan of you, I guess. I'm launching on Steam, and if it does well there, I'd probably make a mobile game. Whereas you're making a mobile game, and since you know for sure it's going to be a hit and the best 2025 game with complex mechanics, that you will make a Steam version eventually too. So it all works out. Anyway, what we're doing today is something that's a little bit boring probably to watch, but we have these skills in the game for all these classes. And if you take a look at any of these, like, I think this one's a pretty good example. So burn, it says causes enemies hit by fireball to burn for extra damage over 4 seconds. But it currently says 0% damage. And it's not until you put a point into this that it goes up and then makes it kind of clear that like, oh, 0 is just because you don't have points in it. This isn't as clear as it can be. So we are revamping all of the skills into tables. So here is much clearer. Cause your quick strike to be faster. How much faster? Well, you can see the cooldown right there in that table. And as I add and remove points, you can see what it's going to impact. So what we just did is we addressed the last rogue ability, which is this one. Improves execute such that you now kill enemies that have more health remaining. I think we should say health. Maybe remaining health? I don't know. What is it even called? Fatal strikes. Maybe remaining health. There we go. Just go straight to the movie deal. If only. Sounds like the better approach. Well, I wanted to target desktop for this because I just felt like making a mobile game version of this would be pretty tough. Your game, you had mobile in mind from the beginning, so I wouldn't say it's a better approach or anything. Like one of the things about Skeleseller, you can have multiple battle windows open at a time. So here on a PC, you can see them both. If the window were too small, you could just scroll between them. Imagine me shrinking this window even further to a phone size though. So I can't actually do that, but let's say you carved out like a chunk of this here. It's like you couldn't see 3 battles at once. Even if you had a battle at the bottom all the time, it's like now your town view is really tiny. Like how zoomed out are you going to have the town so you can still see what's happening here? And like I said, this is the smallest I can make the window, but imagine that you could only see, I don't know, like this. It's just it's just not fitting for mobile, I think. We'd have to reimagine a lot. And a lot of times, if you're making websites, they say make the mobile version first and then come up with the desktop views after that, or at least that's how you should build your CSS. And it doesn't really apply to a game like this, I guess, because I just feel like we need totally different views. And even like having a menu on screen at all times, we probably need some like, I'll expand this into the main menu and yeah. Scene transition mechanics to battle screens could be a good start, but Steam do be where the market is. Yeah, that was the other problem, is that even once it's on mobile, this particular game, I think the way to make it successful would probably be microtransactions. Like imagine if I slapped a $2 price tag on mobile for this. How many people would even buy it? I don't know. By the way, I do find it kind of funny that if I go on Google Play, I have an Android phone, and I look at like, what are the premium games there? It has suggested Terraria, Stardew, well, definitely Terraria and Stardew Valley, like every single time I go on there. They're not even cycled out. And they just must be it's like in the top 5 games that are sold. But maybe it's because I have some filters set, because I know there are games like Clash and, I don't know, Pokemon. Trading card game is pretty big now too. So maybe those should be showing up there. Oh wait, but those are free-to-play games, right? Maybe that's why. Minecraft is big too. Yeah, and I guess I already own Minecraft on my phone. I got it when I was 10 cents. Where am I from? I don't end up sharing that, tricky lady, but I live in the Seattle-ish area in the US. I'm not sure where you're from, so I don't know if that's obvious, but yeah, northwestern US is where I live. I think a lot of people outside of the US have heard of at least like New York, Texas, Florida, California. And they've probably heard the word Washington, but they're not certain. Does it mean the capital? Does it mean does it mean a state? It's probably better on Twitch. Pokemon is free to play unless you have a problem. How much have you spent on it? Also, I think we're done with the rogue now. Although I did not test this. I need to. So we put points in execute or fatal strikes, and now we go into a battle, make ourselves invincible, and then see if it is executing characters when they're at 16% life. It's really hard to tell if that's the case because they do so much damage at once. Maybe it's easier to tell on a boss. I guess with invincibility it should be. Rogue. Yeah, this might be a little bit easier. Yeah, I think it's working. That's Americans themselves. Oh, $900? Wow. You do have a problem. If you have fun, I think it's fine. Also, if you feel like you're getting value out of it, I think you said Pokemon, but if you're talking about the trading card game, that did just get launched, so $900 would be a little concerning for me. But if it was like Pokemon Go or something, that's been out for years. And if you spend whatever, a couple hundred a year or something, that's still pretty normal, I'd say. The rest of the world does know the difference. I read on Reddit all the time about, well, I don't go on Reddit anymore, but I used to read all the time about people saying like, oh, where are you from? And then people would say like the city that they're from in the US, and someone's like, I don't even know what states there are in the US, let alone what cities there are. So I don't know. I feel like that's not entirely true. All right, so we're done with the rogue completely. Now we move on to the mage. Let's also select the mage by default in this thing. Skill tree dot select. How do we select this? We just set it here. Selected adventurer class. Character selector. So the skill tree has a character selector, which I don't think we can change here. No. How do we do this then? Can we just go hard code the character selector to select the mage? Party section selected. Select has this character select adventure class. Okay, what if we just set this to oh, hey, there is a select character here. Oh, I didn't see that. Huh. Debug select char. Okay, let's do that. This is going to get deleted before I even commit this. We're just doing this now so that I don't have to pick the mage manually. Character selector select adventure class mage. All right, let's try that out. There are other countries? No, there aren't. It's all just one. I've whaled in games before. I haven't spent 902 months. Oh, so this is a very different Pokemon game? Gladly take you on in the world map country or USA map state quiz thingy. Oh, I would do terribly at it. Whenever I do even the US states, I get to like 47 and then I forget what the other ones are. I've done this multiple times over my life and I could never seem to get all 50. Or all the, continental US and Alaska and Hawaii. But I can name more Pokemon as a percentage than I can name states. Actually, that's probably not even true anymore. I could probably get the same percentage of each of them. It's all about what information you use or what do you care about, really, right? Like, I've learned a lot of things in my life, and I don't remember most of it off the top of my head. But then I feel like there's a lot of computer science stuff that I have that obscure knowledge in my head at any given time. All right, let's start with storm intensity. I believe I got this working, by the way, right? I didn't even remember what I was testing. Yeah, it's selected by default now. If you can name 47 Pokemon at all. I think probably most people could name at least one. I'm pretty sure most people have heard of Pikachu even if they've never seen or played Pokemon. Storm intensity. Works as a travel agent. I think I can still do it. Yeah. Plus you probably, there's probably a reason that led you to being a travel agent. And probably to some extent caring about travel, so you probably care about world geography and politics, and yeah, I think that all sort of plays into it. Hello F on YouTube, and thank you for saying the game looks nice. I appreciate it. By the way, if anyone could help out, if you check out the Steam command, you'll see a button to wishlist the game. This is actually super helpful, especially with those upcoming festivals I was talking about. Am I using a reflection or a source generator? Hey, Winter Coding. I am using some reflection, not very much of it. I don't know if your opinion on C# has changed at all since the last time you were here. But yeah, I'm not using too much of it. Generally, reflection is pretty slow. So I tend to use it for something at startup time to then cache the information. All right, I know I've opened this a bunch of times, but I'm being dense. All right, storm intensity. So we got to start with this. Let's go get any of the other things that we have here. Fatal strikes, for example. Copy this into here. We already have the per level data here, which is nice. It's this. So let's post that in there. So this is increases the intensity of the storm, blah, blah, blah. Let's cut this down to what it needs to be. Causing extra lightning bolts to strike. Yeah. Now the per level amount is an array with the bonus, not with the total. The total is 5 plus these numbers. So what we could do is this, 5 plus that. Delete the first comma. And then say that this is like the number of bolts. It's just a number. This is probably fine, but it needs to be a float. And it needs to be a list of floats. I can name all the Jimmy John's original sandwiches in order. I think I've gotten Jimmy John's once in my life, and I was not very impressed. Does it support incremental source generators? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think they've got GD extensions or something like that, which should let them support probably practically anything, but I don't know a lot of details about that because I want to use one of their officially supported languages. If I wanted to use something outside of it, I think I'd probably look into that. So this is now the total. We got to be careful about this. Bolts per level increases the intensity of lightning zaps, causing extra bolts to strike. I don't think we need to say lightning twice there. So we don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need that or that. Or that. Yeah, nice. All right. So now we don't need num bolts either, because this is all put directly into this. And there's no get within bounds anymore. I'm not really sure why we had that to begin with. Cannot implicitly convert type to float. Yeah, we can explicitly convert it. All right, that should be storm intensity. Let's do these in batches. Inspiration is next. Casting Fireball adds a chance to inspire mental swiftness. Okay. That is not what I meant to search for. Let's get this from here. Wishlisted it. How are you going to price it? So my goal, and I don't know if this is going to be possible, is to set it to $10. It's like if my goal was to set it to 100, clearly you can pick the number 100 in the price selector, but no one's going to buy it at that amount. So what I'm saying is I'd like people to want to buy it at $10. So I don't know if what that means is we're going to set it to like 13 and then do like sales for $8. So the average price is 10, or I don't know. Yeah, but something along the lines of 10-ish dollars. And that's based on, I started this in April of 2024. There are now 5 people in total working on it. For a game to take about a year for 5 people and get priced at like $5, it's just, I don't know. I have talked a lot on stream about game dev economics. I don't think they ever make sense really. And I'm not saying it as a complaint. I'm doing this like 80% out of passion and 20% out of making a product. And I would probably do this again, probably many more times in my life. But it's just always sad that it's just valued so low. It's like I could spend my time making a software as a service thing and charge like $10 per month and probably get hundreds of customers or something, and that would just sustain itself for probably a while longer. It would lead into more business, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, games are tough. Why don't you use localization files? Editing in code string with description will be tremendous work. So we're going to switch eventually. I haven't committed to fully localizing the game before launch, but I probably will. What we're doing here would still be a lot of work, even if I had the localization files, because I'm not just changing strings. I'm also changing how we're storing the information. And in the future now, when we start using localization files, I will just need to move a string somewhere else. So that should be a lot easier. But yeah, I'm changing like a function call within this thing, and then how we're backing the data, and then how we're even rendering it to the user sometimes. Yeah, it's rather unfortunate. Any way to combat torrenting and pirates? I think there are some. I'm not really super concerned about that. Doing a fantastic job. Hey, Rami. And bye, Rami. I hope you have a good night. Okay, so this is a chance to inspire this. I think we just write it as chance. I don't think it needs to be percent chance because all the numbers are going to include percentages. So P0, this is, yeah, then we need to change this now. All right, let's go get it from Fireball. Inspiration percent per level. So public, static, read only, list, float. Inspiration chance. 0, 0.1. Zinka, thanks for the raid. Zinka, have I raided you before? I feel like I've seen the name, but I don't recognize it just by reading it. I'm still not sure even after seeing your stream. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm following you. No, wait. I'm not following you. Never mind. Okay, yeah. I probably haven't then. Well, hi, Zinka. Welcome in. I was going to say, I tend to raid new people when I raid someone, and I try to follow them as soon as I raid, so I know that I have. I've only briefly glanced at your stream. I think it said web stuff, right? No, creating gamer and web developer. I see. Creating Game Boy Color with CSS. Oh, how's that going? Sounds cool. No wonder I didn't see chat updates. Chat randomly disconnected. Yeah, that definitely happens from time to time. Also, I missed listening to a game dev podcast today where they were talking about how high $10 is for a mobile game. Not saying games should cost 100. Yeah, I've been on both sides of this, I feel. I remember hearing someone say that they're releasing their game at $5, and I was like, man, that's really high for a game. And when you're considering it in terms of games, it can be really high. $5 is more than free. But when you consider it in terms of practically anything that you buy nowadays, $5 is not really that high. And like my wife has bought coffees for more than $5. I just feel like the scale probably should change a bit. But then again, games provide typically hours of entertainment, and people typically have backlogs of games that they want to play or that they bought and haven't played. Going well, making a Game Boy Color. Yeah. How's it going though? I mean, the actual like process of making it. Is it fun? Is it hard? Is it reading through a lot of, I don't know, open source assembly for emulators? I guess you don't need assembly to make an emulator, but yeah. See, Octothorpe. He crashed systems. Yeah, we are making a game here called Skeleseller, and I've been working on this for almost a year now, and we're going to launch an alpha version this Friday of it. It's going to be the 5th alpha version, so it's not like it's a first time thing that I've done. But the general way the game works is it's an idle-ish game, so you're semi-active in the game, and you hire adventurers and you send them into battle. So I might pick my warrior and cleric to go off to the jungle here, and then they'll fight automatically according to some abilities that they have. And if you win, then, and I'll just force a win here, you get some items in your town, and you can sell those in your shops, Your workers and adventurers will automatically bring them to the shops if you want them to. And there we go. Let's build an armor shop. Oh, they got stuck on the sign. Well, that's new. Oh, they're still getting stuck on the sign. Oh, no. I bet if I upgrade this, they'll fix themselves. I got to fix that bug, though. Anyway, then customers can come and buy these items from your shop. It's not that hard. I'm just doing the look right now, so I haven't gotten far yet. I see. I see. Okay. Is the goal to hook it up to an emulator eventually? Move the collider on the sign. I'll write a note about this. So bug, when making a shop, the sign can interrupt paths. Not sure if we need to recompute paths or if we need to change the size of the colliders. I know I want to have it turn on and show the loading screen. Other than that, not sure yet. Yeah, well, I guess that's part of the fun, is figuring these things out as they happen. I think there's probably some web-based Game Boy emulator that if you needed to, you could probably hook up. And I guess if you wanted to turn on, you'd need to do something like that. Otherwise, I guess you'd just be showing like a video or something on the loading screen. Here's a new feature, you can walk through this. I mean, maybe we end up doing that for the checkpoint this week, because this is a pretty high priority bug. If your adventurers get stuck, the only way you'd be able to fix it in game is to save and then load, but you wouldn't know that you could do that. And I could put like an unstuck button or something like that on here, but probably that'd just be a reason for people to quit the game and never come back. All right, so this is set up here now, right? Inspiration chance, yeah. So we don't need this anymore, which now means we're gonna have an error further down the file. Huh, didn't highlight it for us. That's strange. Oh, because it's not used here. Inspiration percent per level. Yeah, here it is. All right, so chance. Oh, this chance doesn't even start it. Oh man, hang on a second. Your fireball automatically has a 20% chance, so we're adding an extra 10% per level. We can't render this somewhere else. So this is a, we need to say that this is a bonus. Yeah, bonus chance. Or put pluses. I'm not sure what we should prefer there. All right, well, anyway, this changes to this inspiration level. And now we need to figure out what this should say. Casting fireball adds a chance, blah, blah, blah. Has a greater chance to inspire mental swiftness. Okay, so delete that, delete those. All right, and we'll write here, run.net format. Should probably write something about saying bonus chance 20% versus chance plus 20%. I'm not even sure which one of those I prefer. It's pretty minor, but we just need to pick one and stick with it. I'm going to try both of these things out. Okay, so storm intensity increases the intensity of lightning zaps, causing extra bolts to strike. So at level 0, it's 5 bolts, then 7, then 10. Okay, and inspiration is way off. What happened there? Oh, I copied the wrong thing. There we go. All right, take care, Titanium. Hope they're not at each other's throats. Have a good rest of your day. All right, take care, Zinka, and thank you very much. Yeah, I'll have to check out your stream. I appreciate the raid. Hope you have a good rest of your day, too. How much will this game be when it's out? I was just sharing a little earlier that I'm going to try to aim for something like $10. I feel like in my mind, from a dev perspective, that's a fairer price than something like $5. But from a consumer perspective, people are probably gonna want to pay like $5 for it. But we'll see. The game is getting more and more fleshed out, and as there are more areas to go to and more adventures and everything else, it might feel like it's more value. We have add-ons in the game to buy. I'm not planning on it. I think it's just going to be you buy the game, and then our only goal is to make sure you have fun playing that game, not to try to convince you to buy other things or hit any sort of wall that you then want to pay to get past. I think that is much less fun for the player. All right, so testing this is very difficult because it's just a 20% chance. Testing this is not as difficult because it should show more lightning bolts. So I'm going to turn on invincibility. We're going to go into a battle, and we should just see like 10 bolts show up, I think. Yeah, that was more than 5. Yeah, it's definitely more than 5. Okay. And the thing about Fireball, if we wanted to test this for sure, we would add to these percentages, but I'm just going to look at the code for this. Chance plus equal this. And the chance to begin with is 20%. Yeah. All right, I think it's fine. Hey, Bob, respect that model. Yeah, as a player, I don't necessarily mind free-to-play games. I mind the ones that purposely try to slow you down a whole lot. I think the best free-to-play games are the ones where you have to play a lot to get the stuff you want, and not you have to play like 10x what you actually can play. So it seems like you can access that stuff, but you really can't. Like Hearthstone, I feel was a pretty good balance, at least back when I played, which was like 10 years ago. There were cards, you could buy cards or you could buy packs, but I didn't ever feel like I was lacking in cards. I played the game a decent amount and I never spent $1 on it. So like, I don't know, I thought that was fine. I feel like the finals is kind of similar too. I'm playing that now. If there's anything you want in the game, well, actually, I guess the monetization is different. It's only cosmetic stuff. You can't buy functional stuff. Yeah, I guess it's more like Team Fortress 2 in that case. Path of Exile is perfect. I think Path of Exile is probably fine too. It's a free-to-play game, but I feel like they have enough gameplay and enough stuff to offer where buying extra space or something probably feels pretty good. I think my main gripes are, like I said, something like hardcore barriers that they put in a game. And typical idle games do this quite a lot. It's like you start out, you're getting like plus 1,000 of something per second. And then you eventually hit a barrier where now you need like 1 billion in order to progress. It's like, oh, okay. Well, why don't we bump this to 10,000 for you? Okay, that's $5. It's like, I don't like that. And I don't like the, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, when there are so many purchases that it feels like, okay, you need to spend $500 to have played the game or to own everything in the game. That also seems a little ridiculous to me. Bye, Bob. Thanks for resubbing. I feel like this is very recent that I saw the last resub. Either way, I appreciate it. I think you should add costumes. I'd have to think about it. I don't know how many, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how many people would buy it in a game that you play for like 10 hours and you're done. Like imagine if Undertale had something like buy a costume for Sans and it's like a 7-hour game, right? Would you even care about a costume in that? I'm not sure. Hey, Seaweed. Miss having time to play games? Well, you better make time to play Skeleseller. I can give you a free copy of it, Vibo. All right, so those two things are done. By the way, this is mostly just a chill hangout stream at this point because the work I'm going to be doing is pretty straightforward work. And I'm just trying to get through all of these classes. And we've gotten through the rogue and about half of the mage so far. Because we don't need to do anything about Ice Blast or Stalagmite, just these 3. It's just Ruffle building a company. Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely get it. Basically, I still think a supporter pack having a golden skeleton is not a bad idea. It doesn't hurt anything. And if 5 people buy it, then it's worth it. Yeah, that's true. I don't remember if this is written down already. But I'll add it. Okay, let's keep going. So next up is Burn. Burn is actually just a bad skill right now. And I have a note about rebalancing it. I wonder if it's just time to rebalance it. I don't have this written down. Oh, improve burn. Here it is. What does it say? Burn should be improved so there's actual synergy and not just more damage. Otherwise, it's not desirable over Echo Strikes. Maybe give it a chance to use Mental Swiftness. I think we should tackle this separately. Yeah, I should change the tooltip for now. Snake Pit, too late, not happening. All right, so burn percent per level and burn duration. So this is going to change to burn chance. Oh, no, it's not even burn chance. It's burn damage percent. And it's 0, 0.5, and 1. So now we delete this. And put this here. All right, now we go get this. All right, damage, I guess. Yeah. Causes enemies hit by fireball to burn for extra damage over some number of seconds. This is damage. 50%. Bonus damage, maybe? God, I don't know what to ever write for this. What did I say for the other things? Maybe crit is the closest thing. Chance. That doesn't help. Also, I don't like how that looks. I think this should say, oh, maybe you can't do what I wanted to do. I want it to be like P pound sign. I don't think that's possible. I think I looked into that a while ago. Oh, let's just ignore that for now. That doesn't matter. Oh, did I have the word bonus written somewhere? Remaining health, chance, damage bonus. Damage bonus. Yeah, so we're using the word bonus. So we should say damage bonus. Perfect. Okay, don't need this, don't need this, don't need that. And then we just need the burn damage percent to be used by burn. Fireball damage times this. Yeah. All right, done with that. 2 more for the mage. One is Echo Strike. Okay. Let's copy it from here. It does not have a native ECS. No, this is a custom thing made for Skeleseller. I'll probably do a video on it eventually on YouTube. I want to cover what are the high levels, how did it help, what are the points of friction that we have. All right, each bolt. This is Echo Strike per level, public. I guess we'll just do it this way. Echo Strike. It's a chance. And it goes from 0 to 0.5 to 1. So we delete this. Okay. All right, so each bolt of lightning zaps has a chance to strike again for half the damage. Done. And then the only other thing we need to do is go use the chance down here. So echo chance equals echo strike chance. Get level of echo strike. Easy. All right, and then the final ability we have is empowered spellcasting. Powered spellcasting. So this one, every time you cast a spell, your power increases up to a maximum of that max bonus. power bonus. Power bonus per hit per level. It's 0.5%. What does it say? Yeah, it's either 0.5% or it's 1%. All right, that's not too bad. Power bonus per hit. 0. Then this times 2. And then static read-only list float. Done and done. Okay, so every time you cast a spell, your power increases, blah, blah, blah. And then our empowered spellcasting must have a buff associated with it. Here it is. This now needs to change. This goes to this. Level. Times num cast. Yeah. Good. All right, and that's a whole mage. So now we're done with 2 out of the 7 classes. I just need to test this. There's only one other class. It's going to be easy, though. I think it's the warrior. Because wait, is it? No, not the warrior. I think there's another class that has some level 1 skills or max level 1 skills. Those are easy because we don't have to do anything for them. All right, so we already tested these. Burn causes enemies hit by fireball to burn for extra damage over 4 seconds. Damage bonus 0, 50, 100%. Sounds good. Each bolt of lightning zaps has a chance to strike again for half the damage. That's bad. P0, yeah. We don't need this. All right, that'll fix that. I'm not going to relaunch just yet, though. Then sure, that. And this one, every time you cast a spell, yeah, this is also messed up. P1. Yeah, let's take a look. Create some cost for that config value, some const for the config value to avoid errors. Const for what? Because essentially these are the constants. I mean, you can't explicitly make a list a constant because it's not a compile time constant. But I was talking about this earlier. We only really have a max level of like 2 for most skills. Pretty much for all skills. So to just type an array of like, okay, it goes 0, then 1, then 2, I think is fine. We could also have said that the base is 0 and that the amount per level is 1 and then generate this array. Line 31 and line 32. This? I suppose we could. Making a constant out of this would be tough because this is the percent formatter. So P0 means to represent a number like 0.1 as 10%. And P1 means to represent this number as 10.0%. So to make a constant out of this would be only a little bit tough in that we'd have to figure out like how many significant figures do we want here. But for the first one, yeah, we totally could. But like I said, we're going to probably localize this eventually. We have a proof of concept PR for how we'll do this. I just haven't actually started doing it. And yeah, this will take some time. Originally, I was debating on what's the importance of this before knowing that the game is successful in English. But I think Monadic Bind convinced me that the game might not be successful in English or maybe not as successful as in other languages. So it might be worth localizing for other languages anyway ahead of time. With that said, that's still a big undertaking. It's not just the localization code work. It's also finding someone that you trust to be able to do those localizations or using some AI service for the foundational work. All right, so I don't remember which ones are wrong, but these all look correct now. Yeah, every time you cast a spell, your power increases up to a maximum of 50%. Yeah, 0.5%, 1%. Okay. I think it's good. All right. Next up is the warrior. Is there not a localization thing you just built right in? I was looking at it earlier. Yeah, there is. Yeah. Like I said, there are two parts to localizing. There's the code and then there's the actual strings, the translated strings. And the code part is not so bad. I just didn't even see a need to do the code part because my original hypothesis was like it should be successful in English first and then we'll localize. And now that's a little different. Yeah, my strategies changed slightly. But remember that what we're working toward here is like a Friday alpha launch and then February festival demos. So localization won't matter for either of these things. There's no way we're going to get strings in time for that stuff. So there's no point fixing the code now because I have a gigantic list of stuff we need to do by like Friday and we're not getting all that stuff done anyway. Someone earlier said the Arabic games often are sought out, just so you know. I don't think I'd be. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I would prioritize based on what I think the market would be for each language. Because, like I said, unless you know a language, you've got to get something or someone else to translate for you. And yeah, Arabic happens to be right to left, so that would cause potentially other problems that you have in your game. But what was I going to say here? Oh yeah. So assuming you need a service or a human to do this, it's going to cost some amount of money, and then that audience. So let's say you translate to Arabic and you have an Arabic audience is going to give you some amount of money. So ideally, y is greater than x, but for some languages, maybe it won't be. And there's no way to know that ahead of time, probably. And I don't know how to sort of tap into those markets and find out ahead of time. Like if you want to release a game in China, I think typically you have to go through a Chinese publisher, right? And I don't know how that works with Steam. I don't know if Chinese citizens just use a VPN or something. But anyway, how would I find out, like, is there demand for this game in China or in Egypt or in wherever? Usually it's just German, French, and Spanish. I think it's more than that sometimes too, right? I've seen games with lots of translations. I was gonna say if you look at like Stardew Valley languages, yeah, there's a decent amount. Anyway, I'm not sure. Is there a list of people who offered help? Not a public one. It's just when people say like, "Hey, I could help with that language," I tend to write it down. So if you're suggesting that you speak another language and could help, I will also write it down. They use VPNs from what I've seen. We didn't do anything special, just on Steam. Okay, I see. But probably, I mean, the special thing you might have done is a translation file. All right, Warriors up next. I'm still debating on whether this was the best thing to tackle on stream, but I don't want to skip around now. So let's just see how much more of this we can get done. Who cares about Spanish anyway? Nobody. All right, let's close out of these things. We did translations. Yeah, okay, I see. Yeah. Because I was going to say, some games can make it popular in other cultures, even if they haven't translated. I remember a friend of mine telling me that he was playing a Japanese game and he got through context enough of what was kind of going on for the game mechanics. He probably didn't understand any of the story. I imagine that was probably really tough. And he eventually even learned some of the characters for, I don't know, elements in the game or something. And it's like, I don't think that's ideal for sure, but it does show that if you want to play a game, I guess you still could. I've been slowly learning to write in Japanese. How's it going? I think, at least as an English speaker, I think Japanese is one of the tougher languages. I made a video a while ago on the learning curve when I was learning how to go from QWERTY to Colmac, which is not human languages, but it is still a layout change and still has some learning curve to it. And while I was doing it as part of the video, I remember looking up that the government did some research on what it takes to go from a native English speaker going to like some other language X, and how many weeks does that take? And you had like Dutch on the bottom at like 28 weeks or something like that, and you had I think Arabic was on top with like 90 something weeks. And I don't remember what Japanese was in the list, but it wasn't toward the low end. And sure, dance addicted. I'll write that down. Hard, very hard. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what I've found about learning languages? A couple of things. One is having someone else who can teach you or who can speak with you is really important. And two is um ideally having, so that's more on the teaching side. Then ideally having people you can converse with on like a day-to-day basis, your friends or people you know online or Discord or something you go into. Otherwise, I think it's hard to stay motivated and it's hard to get people to correct you unless you're in a formal class. Is your idea regarding pricing? They probably have a pricing page on here, right? Or is it only a contact us for pricing sort of thing? Because I bet, in fact, I don't even think I need to bet. I'm pretty sure I've seen it. There are some AI services for doing this, and I wonder how good they are. What I had for lunch, I had a quiche. I still haven't actually gotten the shipment of food yet. Couldn't find a pricing thing. Yeah, I probably wouldn't consider a service that doesn't have a pricing page because that probably means it's more for bulk sales or something, or big sales. All right, what is this called? Shields up. Shields up. Okay. So raise your shield while taunt is active, reducing damage taken. Okay, how much should we reduce it by? The per level thing here. Shields up, damage mitigation equals 0, this. Oh yeah, and then this needs to be a read-only static list. Sure love making these changes. We'll get back to like real coding on Wednesday. I'll probably go a little bit long today and try to get all of this done. Actually, I say all of this, but I mean the characters. I think we have town perks we need to do too. I think that's it. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? No. I think I said 100 skills earlier, but we don't need to modify the base 3 for all the adventurers, which is 21 of those skills. So we don't need to do that. And then there are only 49 other skills, and then the town perks. So we're making progress. Okay, this goes here. Delete that and that. All right, so reducing damage taken. So we call this damage reduction. P0. Yeah, looks good. Very affordable. Yeah, I do find that can mean different things depending on your coffers. I know there are companies out there who spend tens of thousands per month on Amazon, and I spent in the low number of hundreds, and I'm like, this is too much money. I'm in danger. Okay, here it is. Mitigation percent is equal to this shields up damage mitigation with the level. Cool. All right, we're gonna go through all of these and then look at them at the end. Rage. When crush misses, you gain a power bonus for some amount of time. All right, this is like one of the rogue ones, precision, and then it has multiple columns. Let's copy this over there. This game looks so cute. Hey, Ian, thank you. Yeah, I'm happy with how this is shaping up. By the way, the slow moving people in town are customers. So like this one wants a potion, and the faster moving ones are either adventurers or my workers. So yeah, if I just grant a bunch of items now, you'll see the adventurers and workers take items into the shops. Oh, the one who wanted that blue potion is gone. I'll never be able to give it to them. Yeah, so they just went and bought something. Now that's me. I'm gonna go buy something and I tip. I spent 5 gold. Big spender Adam over there. All right, what have we got here? So you gain a power bonus and you gain a duration bonus. And now we need to get this stuff. This is affordable. American tipping culture leaking into games. I wanted there to be some indication that you could get bonuses, and a tip is the thing that makes the most sense. Because even if it's not part of the culture, I think everyone knows what it means. And there's something to be said for you not needing to learn a new concept. So yeah, there's tipping. But don't worry, I never sell coffee in the game, so you don't need a tip for that. There's also the localizer. Oh yeah, I remember that. And that was like built into the game itself, and you could provide translations or something. Yeah. Definitely buying this game once you release it. I've been looking for a fun automated game to play. Yeah, I'd be curious to hear what you think if you play it on Friday. For those who haven't heard, Friday is when we're launching version 0.5 for free on itch. And it's pretty much going to be the precursor of the Steam demos that we have. So this entire next month is really just prep for the Steam festivals. Then we should have a gigantic wave of feedback, and we'll use that feedback to prioritize the remaining game development. And I'm hoping, I am desperately hoping it does not take more than like 3 or 4 months from that point. But there is no guarantee. Need anything from me? Just new screenshots. Yeah, I think just screenshots. Gladly leave my review. Well, thank you. Yeah. Just to be clear, by the way, I don't even necessarily need a review. Just like there's a provide feedback button in the game. If when you eventually play it, you click that button, I think that'd be great. And for anyone who hasn't already wishlisted the game, like I said, that would help out a ton. Please, please, please do consider clicking that button. All right, so rage. We have rage power percent per level. What does that start as? 0 and 2. 0 and 2. Okay, so public, static, read only. So this one's 0. And then 1. And this one is 2. So this is going to be 2, 4.567. I can count. Could just click it. All right. All right, there we go. So this is not base duration, it's just duration, and this is just power percent. These things need to also be moved down here now. Then let's go fix this up. And this is rage duration. Cool. Now let's go do the same thing over here. Crush, rage, power, crush, rage, duration. All right, now what's to say? When crush misses, you gain a power bonus for... You gain a power bonus for a short amount of time. I don't know if I should say that. I mean, it's going to be obvious because there's a duration column. But I kind of like there being some flavor text here. It's called rage, and yet we never mention that you're mad about it. We need to say you get really amped up. It's like you drink 10 energy drinks and you're holding a heavy hammer. Well, we'll look at it in the game. I don't know if we need this. We prefer it to be the itch version of the Steam demo. And you've never played it before, Cube Miser? Because if you've already played it, either one's fine. If you've never played it, probably the first Steam demo. Yeah, you haven't played it? Okay, so here's what I would say. Like I said, this Friday is going to be an alpha launch. Then we have Idler Fest, and then we have Next Fest. The whole point of feedback in my mind is that you're getting new information from people. So if you were to play the game from 3 months ago, it's like, I already know what people said about it, which is why I made changes to it. So after the alpha launch, I assume there are going to be enough people giving feedback where I'll have enough time to make some changes for Idler Fest. But then I might not have enough feedback to make changes in time for Next Fest. So this is where I would say would probably be best, but any of them would be good. So don't worry about it. Thankfully, you include what day on the journey it is because I started 2 days before. Oh, so I don't have to track myself. But Krasner, just to be clear, it's only the stream days I'm counting in the stream title. And thank you, Dance Addicted. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, the wish list count I think is going to be really important. I did not know about Next Fest. I didn't know what Next Fest even was. I just went on Steam one day and I saw Next Fest and I was like, oh, cool. And I closed the tab and that was it. That's my experience with Next Fest. Then I realized, wait a second, I'm a game developer. I need to know about this stuff. So this time around in February, it starts on February 24th and it goes to March 3rd. I'm going to try to participate as a consumer. Everything is free as far as I understand because they're not released games. So they have demos. And I want to see what am I looking at when I play these demos? Like what makes me bail out of a game? What makes me like a game? And I think they're going to be obvious things, right? Like it's going to be like, oh, there are bugs. This game crashed. It's like you're not going to give it a second chance. You're just going to move on to the next thing. Unless you're 40 minutes into a game and the demo has 2 hours or something, which I think is unlikely. But otherwise, I think your patience is probably pretty low for these demos because I suspect that unless you looked at the top most played games, that you're going to find some clunkers. And you never know if a game is a clunker until you're actually, 10, 20 minutes into the game probably. We go on in spirit. Yep, we do. Okay, so rage is done. Next up is disorient. Enemy has a chance to miss attacks. So it's the same way. You got to do this. Disorient. Has a chance to miss attacks for a short amount of time. Cool, perfect. All right, same idea here. We want a disorient miss percent. That's going to be 0, 2, 4. Wow, 40% chance to miss. This is going to be super overpowered for bosses. But we'll worry about that later. Duration. Duration is 246. Okay, so now we don't need this. Good. All right, so that's, nope, and then we need to fix this too. Disorient chance is going to be disorient miss percent and disorient duration. Good. Let me put those in here. Disorient miss, disorient duration. This is going to be miss chance. All right, I think all that's good. I love this transition. You just went from full up dev way up to QA manager. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, while I was talking about the skill right there? Just so you know, that stuff is really important. If you're rereading one of these things and you're like, whoa, what was I thinking? 500 damage or something like that? You probably need to file a bug. All right, survival instinct we don't need to modify. Swords up we do. That changes by chance to counter and power. So swords up. Oh, why is there still red here? Oh, yeah. How did that happen? Oh, wow. My bad. That's not how this works. There's a chance to disorient, and then there's a chance. Then there's a. Okay, my bad. I think I messed up. No, this isn't a chance. What? I don't understand this at all. It says when crush hits, the affected enemy has a chance. Oh, I see. I don't say how often they miss. I think I got confused there. Let me look at this again. Miss percent. I don't even think I coded this right the first time around. The way this used to be set, the chance was the disorient level times the miss percent per level. Yeah, this is not right. There's a difference between the skill description font and the font for items in the city. Is this intentional? No, we haven't changed over all the fonts yet. Some of this is because some of the glyphs were intersecting wrong. And I think with numbers it was more obvious. And some of it is just we haven't gotten to it yet. But I will write that down because that is something we should be able to fix now. I think we fixed enough of the glyphs. So yeah, thanks for pointing it out. But from a dev perspective, QA, yeah, I see. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's important to wear a lot of hats. Yeah. The hats I will not wear, at least not until I have the skills for it, are art and actually pretty much art. I think art is the only one I kind of just refuse to wear. I don't have the skill. I hear hats. Yes. Okay, so this was wrong this whole time. The way this is actually working is it says when crush hits, the affected enemy has a chance to miss attacks. But it was actually a chance to have the enemy miss attacks also by that same chance. I feel like we applied this twice for some reason, and that makes no sense. I think it should just always apply that chance. Or always apply the miss amount, the debuff. That's what I should say, the debuff. Yeah, so this is bad. So we delete that. So if the level is greater than 0, we will apply a debuff. Does this stack? Chance to miss. Oh God, this is bad. This is really bad. It does stack. Oh man. All right. This is not good. Because if 3 of these hit, then the enemy can't ever attack again. Not can't ever, I guess. Yeah, this is bad. I think we need to rebalance this. I'll just write a note for later. Ability balance. What is this even called? Disorient. Disorient was coded wrong originally. It had a chance to apply the debuff. Now it's guaranteed. It may be too powerful. Yeah, maybe too powerful. Disorient level. What is RE? I know QA. I don't recognize RE though. Well, this is breaking the warrior in a way that is good for players. This is breaking the game's difficulty, I think. Requirement engineering. Oh, I see. Okay, got it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see an easy way to fix this for now other than to just lower the numbers. Like instead of a 40%. When does it happen? When it hits? When it hits. And how often does it hit? 75% of the time. And it happens every 3 seconds, but then this can make it 60% faster. Oh God. Okay, so what is that? 1.2 seconds, and it can last for how long? 6 seconds. I don't know what I was thinking. This is so dumb. Okay, so it's 5 times. It can stack up to 5 times in that amount, and it's 40% per time. So it can go up to a 200% chance to miss. Yeah, well, that's not smart. I don't know. I think we figure this out later. This is especially bad for bosses. Crush can happen every 1.2 seconds, and the debuff can last for 6 seconds. We probably need bosses to be immune to this. This is stupidly powerful. It's just stupidly powerful. There's no two ways about that. I think I just never really used the warrior a lot. I also don't think this was balanced, but it's okay. All right, so anyway, when it hits, the affected enemy has a chance to miss attacks for a short amount of time. We've got the chance and the duration. Yeah, that looks good. Oh, duration's not supposed to be a percent. Does that mean I also messed up rage? Yes, it does. All right, those are done. Let's move on. Next up was Swords Up, which I think we started to work on, and then I got sidetracked. Yeah. And does this have 2 values? Yes, it does. And it is raise your chance by, and also your power. And the warrior's sounding pretty good. Chance, counterattack chance. Maybe just chance. And then power bonus. Okay, so these 2 things get changed. Swords Up, counterattack per level. Doesn't it already have a chance to counterattack? It does. What is the chance? 20%? If I click this, what happens over here? Oh man, I don't know what to say. It's actually bonus chance. It's not even chance. All right. Well. Where did Swords Up go? Bonus chance. Yeah. And it's when taunt is up. Okay, so the bonus chance is 0, then 0.2, then 0.4. Right? That's what we had originally? Yeah. And then this is 0, 0.3. All right, we ditched the per level from here. And then we go fix this. Power percent is of the ability here. And then the chance to counterattack comes from here, I want to say. Yep, there it is. And then we just fix the rest of the tooltip. Raise your sword while taunt is active, increasing the chance to counterattack by increasing the chance to counterattack and also your overall power. Yeah, fine. And then I think we have the final ability over here, or 2 more. Get the customer's wishes and understand what they actually want to have. Yeah, in my mind, that's a product manager who does that. I'm not saying that you're wrong or anything. It's just, I think the role is of RE or requirements engineering, or what was the exact wording you used? Yeah, requirement engineering. I think that's part of what a product manager would do to set the product direction. Also, I think it's very important. This is why I said I think it's you need to wear a lot of hats as a small team or as a solo team, solo person, co-founder, founder, anything like that. There are some things that you just don't get a lot of experience in, though, over the course of one project. Like, if you're making a game, you're going to get a ton of development experience. Okay, great. You might get a lot of art experience. You might get a lot of music experience. But what about marketing experience? Like, you release the game and you market it, and let's say it's not working out. Like, how much more experience can you get at that point? You don't have money coming in. I know you can keep trying things for free, but yeah, at what point are you just like, okay, I've reached out to 400 influencers. I don't know. Like, same thing with like legal stuff. You're not gonna get a lot of legal experience making a game unless you get sued a lot, probably. I say that in a tongue-in-cheek way. What I mean is there are still other things you have to do for legal requirements, following laws, setting up a privacy policy, a EULA or terms of service, those sorts of things. But still, it's like you need one of those per game. Concussive blow is next. This one only has one property to it. So let's just take it from Fireball, I guess. All right, and what is this thing? Decreases the power of the attacker's next attack. Power reduction. Power decrease percent. 0 to 0.4. Public static, read-only, list float. I should make a text expansion or something for this so I don't have to keep typing it out. Although I also need to import it after that. This goes here, and I think we're pretty much good. Yeah, I just need this string. All right. Now power decrease percent. This needs to be used inside of, I think, counterattack buff. I said counterattack buff, but I went to the wrong file. Yeah, there it is. Concussive blow dot that. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I don't know if you're saying that to me, Kevin, but I understand you there. You learn so many different things as you build. I never realized how many tiny things exist. Yep. Well, and that's why they say first you do you do the first 90% and then you do the next 90%. I think a lot of people, maybe they make somewhat of a product, but they don't get it ready for launch. And it's not like, oh yeah, just press a button and you've launched it. There's a lot more work. And I think if you've been following the stream for the last few weeks, you'll notice that the game is largely, actually even the last few months, the game is largely the same as it was a couple months ago. Some features have changed, some features have gotten better, but it's not like the core of the game changed. And yet each one of these things makes it just a little bit clearer, a little bit more fun. And in my mind, this is all like launch stuff. It's just we're preparing for a demo, not for the final launch. It's just a ton of work. And I think it's good to get some launch experience. I also think it's fine if you don't find it fun and you don't ever want to do it and you just want to make games for fun or something, or products for fun and not launch. It's probably just nice to stop at the first 90% and be like, cool, I've got something. And that's where I feel like the open source route or yeah, I think the open source route is like a good path for that. Because that way other people can still use it if they want to. They could turn it into a final product if they want to. That's what's going to happen with Botland. Botland was fully launched. I did the 90% twice, but it's going to get open source because I didn't do anything with the game and I don't want it to just stagnate. Or rather not be accessible. It's going to stagnate. Went and sponsored Adobe's event last October, and it was funny having people come up to us and ask if we were the sales team, but it was the founding team, and the type of questions that huge companies ask are so different. Being compliant in this random data storage requirement. If you're building a service, that's important because they can't even consider you if you're not compliant. Everyone's got to comply with the laws. All right, what have I left off on? I think we're done with concussive blow. Yeah. And now the final one for the warrior is Relentless Crush. A Valentine's Day attack. So we take this over to here. Allows you to use Crush more rapidly. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, I think the way this should be phrased is like what we did for Quicker Strike. We had the cooldowns actually typed out somewhere as just cooldown values. I don't know why I didn't do this with Crush. Why didn't I? Get cooldown? Yeah, what was I thinking? I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, Botland is getting open sourced. Yep. Hey, Alexis. Yeah, Element is working on it. SOC2, I haven't heard of that. SOC2 compliance. System and organization controls. Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah. Hey, Spike. I'm on fire. Searching my first intern job for front end. And how about you? I see you started making a game again without me. Spike, you've been here since I started making this game. Here, I'll copy paste a very important message for you on October 3rd. Look at this. This proves that you knew about it. But I hope the job search goes well. I don't think it's a great market right now. And I'm hoping to hear more success stories from people in chat. So I'm rooting for you. All right, we're going to do this the same way we did this with Quick Strike. We're going to just manifest the cooldown values. And I'll put this into Crush, I guess. Base cooldown is there. We'll just put it all right here. Cooldown values. So it starts at 3. And then it goes down by 30%. So it's 2.1. And then it's 1.2. And then we get rid of base cooldown and just use cooldown values 0. And then for the function down here, we're just going to do this and get the level of Relentless Crush. Good. And then in this thing, we'll put this here. Whoops. Oh God, what happened? I guess cooldown is what we write. What did we write for this? Cooldown, yeah. This should be 0 number sign. And this is going to be crush.cooldown values. All right. Crush doesn't exist. That's surprising. All right, there we go. All right, so the warrior should be done. Let's go test them out. Checking the game on Steam. Nice, nice. You might have noticed a certain wish list button on there. Some say you will get infinite good luck if you click that. Others say you will just make Adam happy. But both of them have a valid reason for getting you to click that button. Okay, so we're going to read everything on all of the skills. Raise your shield while taunt is active, reducing damage taken. So there's a damage reduction. Looks good. When Crush misses, you gain a power bonus for a short amount of time. So level 0, power bonus 0%, duration. Yeah. I wonder if the warrior is too powerful, and not even just because of this. Okay, that's coded wrong. What? P0. Oh, yeah, that was supposed to be decimal points. Okay, looks good. When Crush hits, the affected enemy has a chance to miss attacks for a short amount of time. Sounds good. Survival instinct, we didn't even change that. Swords up, raise your sword while taunt is active, increasing, here, let me move this, increasing the chance to counterattack and also your overall power. Bonus chance. Well, that can't be right. Bonus chance is 100%. Did I mean for that to be the case? Well, I don't think so. Counterattack percent is set to 0.2 and 0.4. I probably just didn't use it in the tooltip. I did not. I didn't use any of this stuff. Is there power? Yep, there it is. Okay, so we got to look at disorient, and so the whole middle row. We got to look at the middle row again. Counterattacking decreases the power of the attacker's next attack. Looks good. And allows you to crush more rapidly. Okay, if you put points in this, does it affect this too? It does. Oh, cool. Wow, neat. Pretty neat. Okay, now let's go check out the middle row and make sure those are good. I think I have to stream tomorrow and on Thursday. Just never stop. Just tasks forever. Okay, so this middle row. When Crush hits, the affected enemy has a chance to miss attacks. That is now correct. And Razor's Sword while taunt is active, increasing the chance to counterattack. The power is listed in seconds. It's like I have no idea what I'm doing. Power bonus. We just made it a P0. Yeah, it should be a P0. Just make sure to take a break. Yeah, I probably should take one. I didn't realize how long I've been streaming for. We'll take a quick break after this warrior stuff is done. Man. Gonna be tempting to work tonight. Tempting indeed. All right, there we go. Cool. So at some point, we've got to test that all of the abilities work the way they used to. I'm not going to do that now. We're going to take a break now. When we get back, we're going to work on the cleric. So before I forget, let's set the cleric as the selected character. And write that up here. All right, is it jump time? It's jump time. Okay, you know the drill, chat. Type join in Twitch chat and then J and a number and you can jump. I'll be back in just a few minutes. See you soon. Hello again. Close the game. Fix. Close the game. All right, we left off with the cleric. How many of these, how many skills do we have left to do? It's every skill that does not have a 1 next to it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 on the cleric. 5 on the paladin. 5 on the archer. And 6. So 5, 5, 6. 21 skills left. Oh boy. Okay, so fine. Let's write a little today thing. Oh no, we can't do it that way. We gotta do it this way. 21 skills left. Starting on the cleric. I want to get an idea for how long this takes. I am very likely going to have to go before we get done because I assume Abby's going to start meowing at me. And that's the signal that I need to play with her. Although I've realized she wants to play and then immediately eat food. So if I play with her early, that she just starts meowing about food. She's like, you forgot something. I still love that cat. Okay, so when casting heal on an ally, you also heal yourself. So this just, oh, wait, what? What's going on with the baseline of that text? Oops, that's not what I want to do. I guess they all align, but the O isn't as dark on the bottom. So it looks like it's hovering a bit. And the U and the N are different heights, which I find a little strange. All right, I'm going to take a picture of this. Oops, I meant to press enter, not escape. Yeah, and then I want to put a... I'll write this on the Tuesday notes. Man, we have so much to do. Talk to Quickie Joe about... I don't know what the top thing is called, but like baseline and the top line for these letters. They look... Usually the U and N should probably be the exact same heights. Yeah. All right, so this is healing with a, it's basically like a power bonus. It's just a heal bonus. So we could put this, we don't have any of these. Seriously? Damage bonus? Yeah, damage bonus will work. Let me know what's most important to do this week and I'll get on it tomorrow. Okay, yeah, I thought you said something about a number of weeks that you wanted to take, or like get back in the swing of things over the course of a week. And I know you haven't been back for too long. But yeah, prioritize tasks for Kevin. Yeah, I'll look through the list. Harmony. Harmony always makes me think of wizard people, dear reader. So what do we say for this? When casting heal on an ally, you also heal yourself. Heal amount. Yeah. For a portion of the amount healed. You also heal yourself based on the amount healed. Yeah, sure, that's good. Like I said, I know this is all probably super boring to watch. I need to do it. I'm on stream. I might as well just do it. The truck I hear? That's a garbage truck, not a delivery truck. All right, where does this come from? Here? Cool. So public static read only list of floats. Harmony heal percent. So it's 0, this, and then 1. Take care, Vipov. I hope you have time to relax. I hope you're not burning yourself out. There we go. Okay, now harmony healed percent, which was used over here, is going to be this times the healing amount. There. Okay. Cool. That one's done. Next up is words of wisdom. Broke my toe the other day. Oh. Burying the lead a little bit. Yeah, I hope you feel better. As far as I understand, there's not much you can do about toes breaking, right? Don't you just like bind to your toe and wait? I'm not a medical professional. I feel the need to say that every time I mention anything medical. Someone out there is like, there aren't toes in your feet, Adam. You have to just kind of rest and wait for the body to do its magic. Well, good luck, Viva. It sounds like you need at least a little bit of it. Yeah, good luck. Have a good rest of your week. Increase duration of blessing of haste. This is just duration. See ya. Blessing of haste. Oh, wait, this isn't right. What am I doing? This goes somewhere else. Words of wisdom? Yeah, that. Increases the duration of blessing of haste. Good. Duration. I don't know where that comes from per level here. Words of wisdom, duration. 0, this 1. This is basically just co-working at this point. I feel the need to comment on this constantly. Like I said, we'll be back to normal either tomorrow or Wednesday. I don't know if I'm streaming tomorrow, but if I do, it'd be something other than this. There we go. Okay, now words of wisdom. We get the, oh, there's a base duration. We got to take that into account. So the base duration is 1 second. So 1, 1.5, and 2. We delete that. Yeah. So that one's done. Next up is regenerate. Regenerate an ally. Okay, so this is going to be pretty similar to harmony. Oh, this is not fixed. Bless the entire party, making them act faster for that much. Okay, like I said, next one, regenerate. This is similar to harmony. Copy this, put this over here, except for in the actual tab I meant to put it in. Regenerate an ally. For additional health. For additional health. Yeah, over some duration. I need to mention heal in here. I'm just not sure where. Maybe casting heal will also regenerate that ally for additional health over 5 seconds or something. Yeah, sure, cool, looks good. Okay, so percent. List float. All right, I shouldn't have moved this. All right, so it's 0, 1, and then 2. So we like extra super heal them. Seems pretty good. Hang on 1 second. All right, I'm done checking for this delivery. They said 3:45. It's past 3:45. Have they updated this? It just says now today by end of day. So much for counting on that. I didn't mean to modify this one at all. Regenerate percent. Okay, we already got that. Let's put this down here. And the duration, that's fine. Delete that, delete that. All right, casting heal will also regenerate that ally for additional health. Maybe, yeah, heal amount I think is good. With some luck, you may have a lunch tomorrow. With some luck, I think they will deliver by the end of today. I just think it's going to be like 6 p.m. Yeah. I mean, we made some pretty good progress today. Thanks to the bricklaying mentality. All right, any bugs with this? Yeah, right here. Regenerate percent. Get the level of regenerate. All right. I think that one's done now. Next up is open mind. How many variables does this one have? Just increase healing that they received. Okay. So it's pretty similar to this. Heal bonus, healing bonus. Healing bonus, yeah, sure. Okay, so the bonus per level is 0, then that, then 0.9. And the duration is always... Wait, do cons come before or after? I think before, yeah. The duration is always 6 seconds. Cool. Great. So open mind, blessing of haste, open mind, healing bonus percent. Get the duration, delete that, and copy this over. All right, causes blessing of haste to increase the healing your party receives for some amount of time. Good. And then two more. No, wait, one more. Resonance. Increase damage dealt. Resonance. Increases damage dealt by this. All right. Let's fix this now. Public static read-only list float. And it goes from 0 to 50% to 100%. Cool. Put that in there. That is damage bonus. It's a percent. We don't need this. We don't need that. We don't need that either, I guess. And then wherever this was used, which should be in one other spot. No, two other spots. Resonance level. And apparently it showed up in one other spot. Yeah, here. I guess one is a tooltip and the other is the actual damage. Ooh, okay, let's go check the cleric. How long did that take? Yeah, like 15 minutes. Did the cleric's 5 skills. So it's like 3 minutes per skill. And I said there were 21 skills, so we need another 45 minutes plus all the town perks. I should probably just finish this up tonight. Which you prefer, wings, drumsticks, breasts, or thighs? Probably chicken breasts. They're the easiest to eat. Barely distracted you during the cleric refactor? Yeah, you need to up your game. All right, again, we're just reading this. We're making sure all the numbers look like the right numbers. So heal amount doesn't say 10,000%. So Harmony, when casting heal on an ally, you also heal yourself based on the amount healed. Cool. Yep. Words of wisdom, increase the duration of your blessing of haste. And that automatically mentions this. Yeah. All right. Casting heal will also regenerate that ally for additional health over 8 seconds. Causes Blessing of Haste to increase the healing your party receives for 6 seconds. Casting. This makes it so much more legible. I remember the table, or not the table, the text blob on the last one, and it just wasn't as good. And then this is the last one. Increases damage dealt by resonant healing. And does it automatically update this? Healing causes 140% of your damage. Ooh, that's a tiny problem, right? This should have the base damage in there. Do we have base damage on resonant healing somewhere? Heal conversion percent. Shouldn't be here. Someone ask Adam an insightful question. Well, see, my dissertation on insightful questions is as follows, and it is 42 pages and I've memorized it. So I will now say it from start to finish with no errors. Once upon a time. All right, I'm going to combine these into one thing. What is this called? Resonance. Resonance and resonant healing. So this starts at 0.4. So we need to add that to all of these. 0.4, 0.9, 1.4. No, 1.3. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Hold on a second. Yeah, no. 1.4. I was right. I can add. So this isn't even... No, this is correct, I guess. And now we don't need it on here. Heal conversion percent. Probably shouldn't be defined here. This is a float. This doesn't even make sense. You can't make a constant out of this, can you? No. All right, public static, read only, float. Oh, I'm gonna have the same I'm gonna get the shipment in. Although one of the things is they're supposed to be chilled. I don't know if they can wait in a truck for like 12 hours. Maybe they can. Yeah, maybe it won't be a problem. Heal conversion percent times percent bonus. Plus percent bonus. We don't need that anymore. Just bonus percent now. Overhealing converts an additional 40%. What? That seems kind of underpowered. Yeah, it does seem kind of underpowered. All right, times heal conversion percent. This doesn't exist anymore. I think this is just totally wrong. Yeah, this is totally wrong. It's got to be this. Times. It doesn't make any sense. This was already doubling this. I don't think this is right. I don't think we need this anymore either. Capacity to gain an accurate and deep understanding of someone or something. You can have insight without ever actually gaining any knowledge. It's just the capacity. I guess. But if you, yeah, I guess. I mean, colloquially, that's not how we'd understand it, but yeah, I know what you mean. All right, so damage here is the amount of healing you did times your resonant healing damage bonus plus the overheal amount times the overheal bonus percent. Oh, it was supposed to double it? Okay, no, that would make it more powerful. I didn't know that was intentional. I think it was intentional. Oh man, this is tedious. Yeah, I got to get this tooltip right. Overhealing converts an additional amount of this. Yeah, it just doubled it. Why don't I just multiply by 2 then? Low healing or like resonance damage bonus is equal to this stuff. So heal amount times the damage bonus plus the overheal amount times, isn't it just the damage bonus again? This is probably overpowered. Why do we even say this plus this? This shouldn't even be a thing anymore. I think we just delete this. I'm so confused. I don't know how these numbers are going to work out. Healing causes, let's say, 100% of your healing to be dealt as damage to a random enemy. Overhealing converts an additional 100% into damage. Then the way that we coded it was take your healing amount, multiply it by the damage bonus, and then the overheal amount, multiply it by the damage bonus. Yeah. I think this is correct. Yeah, I think this is correct. Is it weird that single line abilities don't have a table? Like when you glance over them and you see tables for everything, and then you get to this, it doesn't need a table. It doesn't even have numbers in it. While you have living allies, you cannot be targeted by enemies. The table would be pointless. Yeah, so I guess that answers my question. No need to have a table. You could say like level 1 on, level 0 off. Yeah, if we really wanted consistency, I guess you could do that to see at a glance. It could just be a check mark or something, but I don't think it's needed. Okay, well, now we move on to the witch doctor. Finalize them. So it actually took like 4 minutes for each one. Let's start the witch doctor. Starting the witch doctor. Table that says 100%, 0% or 100%. It's on or it's off. Okay, witch doctor. Yeah, all right, let's start with lethality. So this is damage bonus again, just like before. Damage bonus. This is on lethality percent. Read only list float. You know what I was thinking about yesterday? I have poured my soul into quite a lot of video game development. I don't really mind it. I like doing it, but man, when I just think about how much time I've spent on this stuff, and normally the only time I really get that feeling is when I'm wasting my time. Like I'm playing whatever the video game that keeps track of your playtime, and when you're done with it, you're like, okay, I'm gonna uninstall, and then you see your playtime and it's a triple digit number. And I'm like, what if I did something productive at that time? Well, now I'm doing something productive at that time, and I still sort of feel like, what if, what if this amounted to, I don't know, small sales or something like that? I guess it'll never have been a waste. I don't have that viewpoint. I have learned a lot. I've had fun. I feel like there have been a lot of good effects from this. But it would also be nice then to bring it home full circle and get a lot of sales. All right, so this changes. All right, that's the lethality percent. Damage bonus increases poison damage dealt by poisonous skin. Good. We don't need that, or that. Telling me my 1.3 hours in Rocket League are useless? No, I'm certainly not saying that. And this is just what I was saying earlier today too, by the way, when someone came in the stream and is like, hey, should I go do something productive or play video games? And I'm like, I don't think the answer is always as straightforward as just go do something productive if you're asking that question. You might be burned out. You might need some entertainment. You need time off. There's probably a number of hours you could have where it's concerning. Like if you had 40,000 hours in Rocket League and you weren't a pro player, that's probably too much. How much is that? 40,000 divided by 60. Oh wait, what am I doing? Hours, days is what I meant to do. 1,667 days. So it's roughly 4.5 years of straight up play time. When did Rocket League come out? Launch date 2015. So over the course of about 10 years, you'd have about 4.5 years nonstop. And given that people sleep for 1/3 of the day, that means you'd pretty much be playing Rocket League like nonstop. How do you solve boredom and lack of motivation? Asking for a friend. I think it's to identify why you feel bored or a lack of motivation. I know that might seem like that in itself is the reason, right? I'm bored. I lack motivation, but it's like, are you doing too much elsewhere in your life? Are the activities you're seeking out not stimulating enough? Like, I imagine if I were to just, I don't know, watch TV for 6 hours a day, that I'd get bored pretty quickly. But I imagine the people who, whatever, go skiing for 6 hours a day or something are not getting bored. It's like, yeah, it's probably the other activities you're doing. 1,400 of Don't Starve Together. Yeah, I feel like if you're at more than 4 years of playtime for a game, that's probably indicative of something. Either that you're a very, very good player, you're pro, you're making a living off of it, you're a streamer, or that you have spent quite a lot of time. Maybe you had fun. All right, we need the lethality level here. Okay, so that one's done. Next up, Vampiric Bite. That is just a damage bonus. So we pull that from here. All right, damage bonus. Vampiric Bite. Oh, wait, leech percent. Oh, this is healing percent. Healing. Something like that. Okay, same deal over here. Static, read only, list, float. 0, then this, then 100%. Oh, get rid of the per level. I think it was over the course of years. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're like, I sat down and then 1,400 hours later, I got up. I saw daylight for the first time. I would be shocked. Every time a zombie bites an enemy, it heals itself based on the damage dealt. Yeah, there. So doesn't bite use that percentage? Something had to have used that percentage. Here it is. Leech per level was only used on the next line. Not anymore. All right, cool. Then if it healed, show something cool. All right, so that's Vampiric Bite. Next up is Venomous Bite. Gives them a chance to poison the enemy. Hang on one second. My wife is calling. I'm going to tell her I'm still streaming. She said 2 words. Okay and bye. It's a quick 3-syllable conversation. Oh, yeah, I probably should be done pretty soon. As in, I should wrap it up. Not that I will be done pretty soon. All right, so there's a chance to poison the enemy. And what does it say? This takes bonus damage from lethality into account. That's fine to keep there. So chance per level, same numbers, same variable type. And now we just go use that into, oh, something's wrong here. Here it is. This doesn't need to be done this way. You only alternate streams. You don't do Tuesday streams. I don't usually. I might tomorrow. The only real thing on my list was to get a haircut. So I'll try to call the place up in the morning. And then depending on... Actually, what I could do, I could start the stream and then call the place up on my break. And if they don't have anything till the afternoon, I could just do the morning stream, I guess. But if they say they're available, I could just stop the stream then. But probably, depending on when they're available, it might only give me like an hour and a half of streaming. It's not like I can't start up again after getting my hair cut, but I probably wouldn't. I'd probably just do work off stream. We'll see. We'll see. There's still a lot to do. The reason I'm prioritizing this, of all things, is just I feel like this does impact people's understandability of the skills. And I think it's just one of those polished things that should certainly be done by the time of the demo. So we might as well have it ready for now. Did they come to my place? No. I've never gotten that done before. I don't know how much that costs either. I've certainly heard of that. And it can't be super expensive, right? It's not going to add $4,000 to the cost of a haircut. Would I like them to? I don't know. I actually can just walk to where the haircut place is. It's not that far. So in this case, no, but where I've lived before, I think it would have been nice, yeah. I cut hair, my hair, does it look nice? Questionable. Yeah, if I learned how to do that, I think that would be nice too. My haircuts are pretty fast though. And I like the person who cuts them. Cuts them. Does the cuts, I mean. All right, yeah, venomous bite. Think I'll be getting a haircut soon, like a drastic one or a slight one? Like, is that Kevin? Or like, oh, nice haircut, Kevin. Use your zombies bites with venom. Oh, the other marketing thing I forgot about was I could apply to be on the front page of Twitch at some point. I wonder if it's worth doing after next fest. I don't know. Yeah, very drastic. So it's Godot with C#. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I got to think about that when we're going to try to be on the front page. All right, giving them a chance to poison the enemy. And this is the chance. Good, looks good. Next skill is Zombie Link. They gain a chance to take an attack for an ally. I can't do anything anymore. Oh, man. Alright, your zombies gain a chance to take an attack for an ally. Alright, chance comes from here. And the chance is 0, this, and then 0.3. You know, I have been playing a lot of the finals lately. I think I finally passed 200 hours, and I don't think I've ever played that much of an FPS before. And I'm still not good at FPSs. I'm not terrible, and I play like largely as a healer, I would say, which I think also lowers the skill ceiling. And yeah, That's why I just count on my allies to do stuff. Unlike the cleric in the game. We must be missing one thing here. There, right there. Hang on a second, I hear another truck. I don't see another truck. I just hear one. Okay, what's after this one? Zombie Legion, we don't need to do. Zombie Leader. Does it say something about giving them a crown? It doesn't. So this is just increased power and fortitude. I wonder if we should split this into 3 columns. Level, power, fortitude. It's the same amount of power and fortitude. Yeah, I think 3 columns would make sense. Power, bonus, dodge, bonus. Yeah, we'll take this one. Zombie leader. Fortitude bonus. Okay, when you have no zombies, the next one you summon will have more power and fortitude. Stat bonus per level. All right. 0, this, and then 0.4. It's quite a lot of stats. I forgot this even existed. All right, I think that's pretty good. Stat percent bonus now should not have a per level at the end. Have my hair long enough such that I can donate it now. So I'm thinking of doing that and going back to short hair for a while. Showers are becoming really annoying. It kind of makes me wonder, like, what's better? Donating the hair and spending a bunch of money on hair products in that time and the time in taking showers and whatever else, or just donating the money. I know they're not 1-to-1, but yeah, I wonder. Level. Okay, and then the final one here is Bursting Horde, and then I think that's going to be it. I have got to take a break. No one is chatting. I don't think anyone finds this entertaining. I am bored to tears here. I should just do this off stream. I'll probably try to tackle it tonight. Your zombies explode when they die, dealing some amount of damage to all enemies. Damage bonus. Zombie bursting horde. Yeah. Haven't spent that much on hair products compared to having short hair. I guess it depends on how frequently you use shampoo and conditioner. Because I use it every day, but I don't think my wife washes her hair every day and it's longer. This is not a... There's a :0 number, yeah. Okay, how does this work? How does this work? This is a formula. Okay, I don't think we can change this from a formula. I think we need to generate the numbers here. That's interesting. This is the only one that's actually been different. Let's float damage values per level equals 0 damage per level times 2. That's very interesting. So all we need to do is change this one function. Your zombies explode when they die, dealing damage to all enemies. And we don't need this for some reason, because that's your current level. Okay, let's try that one. What is this right now? 49 and 98. More often when it's hot and I sweat a lot. So not now. Okay, 49 and 98. Let's take a look. Yeah, nice. Okay. And there. That way you can see too. All right, let's read all these skills. Make sure they look good. Increases the poison damage dealt by poisonous skin. Cool. Every time a zombie bites an enemy, it heals itself based on the damage dealt. Cool. Infuses your zombies' bites with venom, giving them a chance to poison the enemy. Okay. Your zombies gain a chance to take an attack for an ally. Doesn't matter. When you have no zombies, the next zombie you summon will have more power and fortitude. Good. And your zombies explode when they die, dealing damage to all enemies. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. That all looks good. How long did that one take? Oh, wait, I haven't looked at the final thing, have I? Which was this. Actually poisoned for that much. Does that increase here? 15? Yes, it does. And oh, interesting. I didn't even realize that's how that worked. Your zombies will bite whichever enemy has the most life. Oh, so zombies kind of suck. They should probably just bite random enemies, right? It means that the witch doctor is always going to be bad in these like well, I guess not always, but let's get rid of all this stuff and let's put them into a battle with invincibility in the final area. Start and speed up. So we should always, oh wait, no, that's not how it'll work. I forgot the enemies poison themselves. This is incredibly hard to follow at this speed. I'll slow it down a little bit. Yeah, so the enemies are attacking, and when they attack, they're getting poisoned. Wait a second, what? No, something's got to be wrong here. Something's definitely got to be wrong. I see 3 poisons show up at once. Oh, because they're all attacking. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I forgot. They get poisoned because they're attacking an enemy that is poisonous. Okay, maybe the witch doctor is the best class. Now, granted, if we turned off invincibility here, I'm pretty sure we would die. Yes, we would. I wonder what the best they can do if I just give them every single skill. How far will they get in that fight? All right, witch doctor with every skill. Oh my goodness, that is a lot of damage. No, that's stupidly overpowered. Yeah, they can solo fights. Wow. They actually can solo the fight. I mean, I know I used more skill points than you would have in the game, but that probably shouldn't be possible. Because these all synergize really well. Zombies have a 30% chance to take an attack for an ally, so you'll probably never get hit. Every time an enemy dies, you'll get a zombie. Every time a zombie dies, they'll hurt all enemies. They have more stats. Well, the first one does. They heal themselves. They do more poison damage. Huh. Interesting. Good doctor, better witch. I agree. .NET format. Whew. I probably shouldn't have run that right now. It's going to probably find a bunch of issues with me not having gotten rid of that import at the top of some of these files. Although so far it looks like I actually did remove it from a lot of these. Surprised I even saw it in all the files. There's a way to figure out where these came from. -V. Oh, I don't remember. It's some level of verbosity -V and then detailed, I guess. -v detail. All right, this will tell me. I strongly dislike the output of this tool. I want it to just tell me the line number when it tells me the problem. But it's got to tell me, well, maybe that's a level of verbosity that I'm not choosing, like normal or something. What's the default? It's probably normal. Okay, so skill tree has a problem. That's not actually a problem. That's fine. And heal has a problem. That one is a problem. There. It doesn't. Okay, so done with the witch doctor. And that leaves us with 11 more skills left to do. And it took us 45 minutes for 10. So it'll probably take another 45 minutes. Like I said, I'm not doing that now. Well, thanks everyone. Whoever's even still here. The next stream will be better. Oh, I forgot to fill out the journal. Let me do that really fast. Oh. Okay, launch prep. Converted skill tooltips to use tables. I did a bunch of other stuff too. I don't remember what at this point. Get log -10. Linting issue, convert to use tables, add tooltip to the button, stop immediately closing persistent tips. Oh, that was pretty nice. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that way back this morning. Add fade in, use the old animation. Yeah, we did some decent stuff. The big thing was converting skill tips to use tables. Yeehaw. All right, let me go find someone to raid. Hey, Ross. I am just lurking away. I appreciate it. Like I said, I don't blame anyone who thinks this was difficult to watch. I'm at least not like super bummed about the work itself. All right, who we got? Same category. Okay, this person I've not followed before, and their uptime is not super long. I don't know how long they're going to be streaming for. Let's go with them. Where is this? Here we go. Raid. All right. So here's the deal. I might be online tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'm leaning toward doing like a half day on stream. But if I'm not back tomorrow, I should definitely be back on Wednesday. So thank you all for watching. I'll leave you with one link. And let's go say hi to this person. I will see you next time. Take care, everybody. Have a good rest of your day.